What's good, family? So one of my students, shout out to David. But one of my students, yeah, he hit me with a question that's been flying around everywhere right now. I was gonna go over it, but since my student tomorrow, I was gonna go over it. But I'm gonna go over it today since he hit me up. Now, the question that been flying around is the government shutdown. Is it gonna affect the markets? Should I chill on my trades or should I still take chances? Now that's a solid question. And I know when you scroll social media, you're seeing all types of takes, some good, some reckless. So let's break it down. OTC trading, SEC regulated markets, and how you should really move when Washington is on BS. So first we gotta ask ourselves what a shutdown really is. What is a shutdown? All right. So when the U.S. government shuts down, it means parts of the federal government do not get funded. Parts of the federal government do not get funded. And here's the wildest part. Historically, shutdowns don't usually crash the markets outright, but they do create uncertainty, right? It creates uncertainty. And if you know anything about the markets, markets hate uncertainty more than they hate losses. Past shutdowns caused short-term volatility, especially in sectors tied to government spending, defense, federal contractors, healthcare linked to Medicare. The economic data, delayed jobs reports, CPI, GDP, poof, gone until the shutdown is over. See, sometimes markets dip at the start and then stabilize once it becomes old news. So we got to look at the big picture. We got to look at the likely outcome of what's about to possibly happen. So what's likely? You'll see increased volatility near key levels, more choppy moves because big traders they ain't got clean data to work with. Safe havens like gold and treasury bonds, they sometimes catch inflows. Riskier assets like growth stocks and crypto, they might see pullbacks. Now, let me ask you, if you knew the scoreboard in your game might glitch, would you still play reckless? Or would you adjust your game plan? Let's get to OTC since a lot of y'all cut your teeth right there. Here's the facts. OTC, the brokers aren't what's on the real exchange, but they mirror real market volatility. So if Wall Street shaky, your OTC charts gonna be shaky as well. What's likely to happen, you'll see more false breakouts, bigger wicks, whipsaws left and right. Quick trade windows feel less predictable. So what kind of approach do you want to have? You want to scale back trade size. Don't go all in on nonsense. Stick to higher confluences. Multiple confirmations before entry. Like you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to play it safe. Try not to do no more than 5 to 10 trades a day. I would say stick more with 5. Avoid headline hours, like when Congress voting or the president speaking. Avoid, stay away. Imagine trading while the scoreboard's off and the refs walk out. That's shutdown trading on OTC. You can play, but don't act shocked if the court gets slippery. Now let's slide over to the SEC side, right? Stocks, ETFs, options. Here's the facts. Liquidity stays, so you can still buy and sell, but direction, it gets cloudy. Swing traders can get caught if data freezes. The likely outcome would be a lot of choppiness until clarity comes back. the sector specific plan, the sector specific pain, furlough workers, delayed contracts, defense stocks stalling, safe havens catching love, right? The safe havens is catching love, gold bonds. So what kind of approach should you have? I would say stick with liquid ETFs like SPY or QQQ. Don't touch weak volume penny stocks. If you trade in options, use shutdown times to hedge, not gamble. Only protective puts, lottery tickets. You want to focus more on technicals than fundamentals, because the data you waiting for, it might be delayed, right? It might be delayed. So there's a lot we got to take into consideration. Now, let's talk timeline. Shutdowns historically last from a couple of days up to 35 days. That was the record in 2019, right? So if historically it typically lasts 35 days, then that's what we gotta kind of expect roughly. So what happens in the markets across that stretch? The first 3 days, shock moves, everybody panicking. Week 1 to week 2, stabilization is in effect, but it's noisy. You know, beyond 2 weeks, prolonged choppiness, headlines running the show, shutdown ends, the relief rally, then whiplash as all that backlog data comes flooding in. So even when the shutdown ends, the market hangover can last a week or two longer. So expect 3 to 4 weeks of madness. It may not go that long, right? And I'm not saying don't make moves, just make smart moves and keep it at a limit. Now, if we zoom out, Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. So a shutdown, that's outside of you. You can't do nothing about that. The markets, outside of you, can't do nothing about that. Congress fumbling the bag, definitely outside you. But you know what you do to control? You can control your entries. You can control your patience, right? You can control your risk. These are things that's in your control. Now, shutdowns are just noise. They don't test the market. They test your discipline. And let me get real with you for a second. Too many people asking, should I still trade during the shutdown? That's like asking if you should hoop on a slick floor with no grip. Yeah, you can. You actually can. You can still hoop when the floor is slippery. But don't cry if you bust your head. I'm still going to be taking risks. I'm just going to be playing it extremely light. Now, and that's just me personally. That's not me giving you advice, right? We're not trying to get the channel flagged. So the shutdown or not, the rules don't change. Risk management, patience, discipline. That's the difference between a grown trader and a gambler. Now, if you one of the students asking this, here's my straight answer. Don't panic. Shutdowns never last forever. Markets rebound. In OTC, I would use shutdown volatility to practice discipline. Wait for clean setups. Don't chase hype candles, right? The SEC regulated markets, you want to be able to manage your risk. Don't bet the house when Washington can't pass a budget. Use this time to journal, review past trades, sharpen your plan, because discipline makes way more money than excitement ever will. The good thing about all of this is that shutdowns, they come and go. But your discipline, that's forever. Now, if you want proof, This ain't just me talking. Check the Washington Post link. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. The federal government is closed. So what does that mean for you? What does it mean for me? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for us? Let's start with how we got here. Congress needs to approve funding for a host of federal programs by the end of each fiscal year. Democrats and Republicans have been at a stalemate for weeks on how to do that. And the fiscal year ended last night without an agreement to keep the money flowing. So Congress not on top of their game. And we all got to pay the price for it. Every Senate Republican vote against a Democratic proposal to keep the government open, while every Democrat, except for Nevada's Catherine Cortez Masto and Pennsylvania's John Fetterman, voted against the Republican plan. Okay, an important caveat. Programs financed under what's called mandatory spending do not rely on annual funding legislation for money, so they aren't affected by a shutdown. Mandatory spending includes safety net programs such as social. Okay, blase. Okay, so you can go ahead and read this yourself, guys. This is just, this is a credible source. And this is the main thing that we need to focus on. The federal government is closed, right? So yes, you can still make moves in the market. You can still take opportunities. You can still take risks. Just make sure you make the right moves, the right risks, and do not do too much. Y'all know how I am about that. Do not do too much. Make sure that you are taking your time and being patient with everything that's going on out here. So let me ask you this, just to, add interest. If the scoreboard's off, if the referee is gone, if the crowd is booing, are you still playing reckless? Or do you got the patience to wait for your shot? See, that's the difference right there. That's the main difference. Right? How are you going to be able to create that shift, make that adjustment? And this is why I like to relate the markets to Floyd Mayweather's style of boxing, because what he was awesome, not only he was a great defender, right, and great at picking nice, clean shots and having high accuracy at doing so, he was able to adjust always. He was always able to adjust. So if you are the type of person that takes a lot of risks at one time, which I always tell you not to do, this is definitely the time to make adjustments and scale back as much as possible, because these markets is not going to be playing games during these next few weeks. But like I say, the good thing about all of this is that it's not going to last forever, right? We got a couple of weeks of just taking it slow. This is your time to, sit down, take notes, and make sure you stay focused. Stay focused out there. And I hope you was able to gain some knowledge. I tried to hurry up and rush and get this in so I can get it out there, because October 1st is today. Government is closed. So it's gonna be a nice little experience for you guys. I would say if you too scared to take risks, at least look and see what's going on a daily basis. Check your charts. See what's going on your charts. OTC trading is not as affected as SEC regulated, but there will be some moments of uncertainty. So keep that in mind. This is all educational purposes. I'm not telling you what to buy, what to say. I'm not telling you how to move. You know, that's when you are part of the union. But yeah, I don't want to get my channel flagged by telling you what you should be buying and what you should be selling, right? So appreciate y'all for tapping in, rocking with me on this. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful few weeks, and I'm out. Oh yeah, and work, hustle, and invest. Make sure you hit the like button. Don't be scared to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not, if you're watching this video. I'm Master Quency, and I'm out.